Okay, so Doctor Who Season 1 is most definitely over, and yet the biggest worry I have is set to be continuing into Season 2, and that is the sole reason the seasons are too short. Hello guys, welcome back to New Who HQ, I am Matt. I have brought this up before in past videos, and whilst this is not a video where I'm going to start slandering the show in any way, shape or form, so if you're someone that's looking for hate, you're not going to be getting it here. I'm purely, on a storytelling sense, going to give reasons why I think that 8 episodes is not enough for Doctor Who as a series. I am well aware that other YouTubers have done this video. I actually had this idea purely on my viewing of the show and thinking, yeah, we need more. And another creator's done it, Council of Geeks, shout out to them. Love the Council of Geeks. Did this very, very well in a more in-depth analysis, while I'm not going to do it as in-depth, but just give my reasons and let me know in the comments what you think about this. So, the first point I want to say is that character development for me is arguably the most important thing you can have for a show, because for the audience to fall in love with the character, that means that they care about what happens to the character, which means that the audience is then being pushed into the events of the character. If the character is hit by a car and you've spent time with that character, you understand their backstory for the reason they're in this position, their life as a whole, more or less, you're going to feel for them more when they get hit if it's your main character. That can also be more, it's a bit harder for side characters, but also still hits. But my point stands for a main character, and the main character being Ruby Sunday. She will no longer be the main character because we now know that Varada Sifu is the brand new companion for Ncuti Gatwa in Season 2. And this is more aimed at companions than the actual Doctor, but a lack of character development, so a lack of time we get with them, the lack of time we get to grow them as a character, does hinder certain events which happen within the series. So, for example, in episode 1, Ruby gets a key to the TARDIS. Now, getting a key to the TARDIS is normally, it's not a massive event, it's not like, ooh, but it's a nice little moment which we see most Doctors do with their companions. And normally they have to go through something. Sometimes it takes a few episodes or a few big events to really kickstart that to be able to get the key. This is the first time I felt a little bit underwhelmed, and I was at the screen going, she's got a key for beating a bogeyman. Now, I'm not quite sure if Russell T Davies was aiming for the audience to know that the character is, we are told that Ruby has been with the Doctor for months and they've had many, many adventures. But yet, I'm not quite sure if we're supposed to know that or that's just made up by fans. But either way, I would like to have seen that on the screen, which brings in another point about I wanted to see more quieter, more boring-ish episodes. But going into Series 2, I'm worried about Varada Sifu because, as I said, without the character development, we cannot properly get to know them in the story. Now, Ruby did have basically her own episode, being 73 Yards, which was really, really good for her. But at the same time, it was more aimed at this mysterious type of phenomenon that we had. And I'm not slandering the episode, nor do I think it should have been done differently. It's just we needed more holes within the series, more episodes, 3 or 4 more where we got to know her more. And maybe at the end of 73 Yards, we see her getting given the key, or the end of Dot and Bubble, after a certain event in which the Doctor's been helped. The Doctor for character development is a little bit harder because it's a character, it's still the same character that we've known for many, many years. And I think for the past, because getting to know a character is getting to know about their past as well, because it means that certain decisions they make sense. We know why the Doctor has messed up sometimes. We understand some of his actions. We know that he doesn't like to talk about his past. He doesn't like to talk about Gallifrey. We know that already because we've had all the development we want. But for Ncuti himself as an actor, it can take certain things away from him, where actually, I've just said about Ruby not having enough development for her. I feel like Ruby had more screen time than the Doctor. It's just that we already know who the Doctor kind of is, but not Ncuti's own incarnation. And we did get some very, very good moments with Ncuti shocked and speechless of what to say to the racists at the end of Dot and Bubble. So their moments shine out. I just want some more of them moments. I'm very aware that Shooter is filming Sex Education during this time, which is why he can be present for a lot of filming, but I really hope throughout Series 2 we will get to know him a little bit more, because for example with Series 2 in the old times of David Tennant, we had 13 or so episodes with him. We had a good backstory of him already. We knew what this type of Doctor was like with Shooty. I'm getting dribs and drabs of it, but I need a little bit more going into Series 2. But this is the next issue, is that if it's another 8 episodes and we're introducing another companion, so we've got to start all the character development again with this brand new companion so we get to know them and love them. And then I feel like someone's going to miss out, and no offence to the companion, but the Doctor is the most important. But the Doctor has been around already, so we could be getting more sort of Verada Sifu, could be getting more light on her character. So this isn't about how characters are written, it is purely that a big show like this needs time to develop characters because they're not doing mundane things. Where we had Rose, all about Rose Tyler, and we had Smith and Jones, a lot of it was centred on Martha and her family and her backstory and what her relationships are like. Partners in Crime, a lot of it is about Donna. With this, it was about a bogeyman and Ruby gets a TARDIS key and we're all like best friends all of a sudden. Feels a little bit too rushed. Another reason for having a shorter season is the finale didn't really hit. Now, one thing I will say as a positive is that the mystery box did hit. That's because it started getting set up before the season started. The One Who Waits got referenced in The Giggle, I believe, and Susan Twist was mentioned all the way back, or we start seeing appearances from her during the specials. So I kind of do get that, and my whole issues with the finale are separate to how, it doesn't matter how many episodes you have in a series. The finale didn't hit as well in their emotional parts where we see Ruby seeing her mum again. As much as that was a massive letdown for other reasons, the whole payoff, the whole build-up, it would have just been better, because I feel like eight episodes isn't terrible. Like, we could have 6, it could be worse, but having 13 means you've got 5 extra weeks. Another point, the whole hype of Doctor Who lasts longer, and you get more of these quieter, more rubbish episodes normally, where not a lot happens, but it's very character driven, like Human Nature and The Family of Blood. As much as that is a very, very good episode, the first part of that is basically just Martha trying to deal with the Doctor being human. Russell T Davies loves putting his characters at the centre front, which is why I see a lot myself as a script writer in him, because I kind of do agree that the characters are always your main focus point. But having to work with 8 episodes whilst trying to give a new audience, show Disney, show the world what Doctor Who can do with their effects and what type of monsters you can have, what type of stories you can have, the characters always should be your main starting point. So then bits at the end, the emotional parts didn't hit as much. And it's nothing to do with any of how anyone was acted, but I think just having more episodes where I missed the times where we had rubbish episodes, but it was 5 extra weeks when we had the 13 episodes back years ago of just Doctor Who. And as much as them episodes may well be rubbish, stuff like Love and Monsters, fillers if you like, which are actually grown on people, certainly grown on me over the years. But you'll find out that a lot of them episodes, the reasons they're not really maybe as high-end as other stuff which has got loads of drama in, like basically the whole of this series, is because a lot of it is aimed at the characters and spending time with their family and just seeing little bits that in an 8 episode series you can't fit in or doesn't really work, whilst in a 13 episode series it works basically. Television has obviously changed. It's very, very rare nowadays that you see a streaming show which have 13 episodes in, but Doctor Who is not a streaming show as much as it kind of is now a Disney. It's not. The core of it is not. So, going forward, basically, I just wanted more Doctor Who, and people will say to me, well, would you rather have quality or quantity? That's a very, very good question. I would pick quantity because I enjoy them quieter moments, and I trust Russell T Davies that he will make episodes which are as engaging, and we still get the big blockbuster episodes that we get in a 13 episode series. It just means we get the more quieter times where we can breathe with the character and just relax. Maestro could have been in a 2-parter. We used to have 2-parters in the middle of the series. Series 4 has about 3. Maestro could have had a two-parter. You could draw certain things out, and Maestro could have had them quieter moments. It's very bombastic, very level 1 million sort of energy. We've only got a limited amount of time that we have to have them on level 1 million all the time. So I'm not actually 100% sure if it is 8 episodes again next series, but I'm pretty sure it would be. 9 or 10, it hasn't got to be 13, but maybe just a couple of extra would really, really help. But we will see. I could be proved completely wrong, and I'm really happy with all the character development and just happy with how things are flowing around. I think I'm just being greedy and want more Doctor Who. But there we go. Let me know what you think about shorter seasons. Does it really matter? Am I just being dramatic? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Keep it nice as well, please. And I'll see you all soon.